Welcome to this live upgrade webinar. Okay, let me check. I need to confirm this first before I start. Am I audible? Yeah. Understand. Mohammed, no audio, of course. Okay, let me check. Am I audible, not audible? If I'm audible, just type yes in the chat box. If I'm audible, thank you very much. Thank you very much. You guys are excited today. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let's start. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for giving confirmation that I'm audible. In case if you're attending the live, finally, so good to see you. Thank you. Thank you very much. If you're new to Speak and Grow family, and if you're thinking that, Praveen, what is this upgrade webinar? Every month, 60 to 90 minutes, we meet, especially for a place where I can share with you my key learnings from last 1 month. Most of the time, I restrict my learnings which I have derived from speaking whenever I'm speaking on the stage. But this time, as I told you, this time I've decided that I will share something which I have learned from Vipassana. And of course, there will be some disclaimers, especially in this live webinar. I will be using English and Hindi both. I rarely use Hindi whenever we go live or whenever I make video, and the only reason behind that because we have few students from outside India. Otherwise, I love this language, Hindi. But I have to use Hindi maybe in this video because there are certain learnings and realizations. All these 10 days which I have learned and realized, and I was taught in Hindi language, and I don't want to replace those Hindi words and Hindi learnings or realizations in English. That's the only reason. But within my capacity, I will try my best because we have many students, many Speak and Grow family members from South India, and if they don't understand Hindi, but within my capacity, I will try my best that you understand. Krishna Kumar, sir, didn't get last webinar video and PPT. Don't worry. Speak to Moses, speak to my team. It's there on Facebook group also, but don't worry. Focus on this webinar. Don't worry. Krishna Kumar, don't worry. I've taken that. Yes, I've taken that request. It is there on Facebook group also. In case if it's not there, don't worry. You will receive it. We will spend almost 60 to 90 minutes. And I'm not going to tell you that you should go for Vipassana, you should not go for Vipassana. I'm not on that page. Not at all on that page. What I'm going to do is, as a storyteller, I'm just going to share a few stories with you. What happened in those 10 days in Vipassana. But before that, I would like to know how many of you know or how many of you have heard about Vipassana before. If you have heard, just type yes. If not, just type no. Let me know. Yes, yes, yes. If no, please no. Yes, no, no, no. Yes, yes, no, no. Yes, I know it about it. No, no. If anyone has gone to Vipassana, done Vipassana, just type V. I did. Okay, you did. Just type V if you have done Vipassana. Last time I heard in your webinar, okay, Saurav has done, Ravish has done. Thank you very much. So we have few planned, could not attend. I understand that. Even last year I planned, but I could not attend. But this year, I decided, decision made. Okay. Yes. Majority of you know what is Vipassana, and few people have said no. I will say each and every word in this 90 minutes webinar as per my understanding of Vipassana. Yes. See, understand one thing, very simple thing. That whenever we watch a movie, for example, Tare Zameen Pe, if 100 people are watching Tare Zameen Pe, few people will think that the message which they are getting from the movie could be that every child is special. Few people will say every teacher is special. Few people will say parenting is important. Every time when we learn something, everyone will receive that learning as per their ability and capacity, as per their understanding of life. So whatever I'm going to share about Vipassana is as per my understanding of Vipassana. as per my understanding. Let's start. It's very important for me to tell you. Let me make the video full. It's very important for me to tell you that what was my understanding of Vipassana before going to Vipassana. Before going to Vipassana, I used to feel it's a religion of Buddhism, and those people who wants to know about this religion, Buddhism, or people who are already Buddhist, they go here. Like Muslim people, they go for Hajj. This is something which all those people who are Buddhist, they go for Vipassana. And I must tell you that my wife is Buddhist. Yeah. Even though we are hardcore Hindu, that's the reason in my marriage there were only 5 to 10 people from both the side. And my wife's mother, she did Vipassana, and uh, she told me about it, that this is what they do, and the entire perspective towards my perspective towards Vipassana was Buddhism. That's it. That's it. But then somewhere, some few people told me that, Praveen, it's also about meditation. Meditation is a very, is a word which, or something which we all want to do, is always there in the wish list. And sometimes it's just like joining a gym. It's always there in the wish list. We all want to do. How many of you do? That's secondary. But we all want to do meditation. And this year I thought I will learn meditation, and I have been told by a few very good friends of mine that, Praveen, Vipassana is the best way to learn meditation. Keep your Buddhism tag aside, keep everything aside, but if you are interested to learn meditation, you should go for Vipassana. I'm very selective in listening. I'm very careful in taking advices from people, but these are the few people. They're very good friend of mine, and they have achieved something in their life which I want to achieve. Not necessary in wealth, not necessary in money. There's something else also. And I decided, okay, let me go. And with absolutely zero knowledge, only this knowledge I had. If you remember, before Vipassana, I just posted one thing on Facebook that I'm going for Vipassana. At that point of time, I didn't know even the meaning of Vipassana. I just searched on Google, if you still remember that post, and I pasted that meaning in front of Vipassana in bracket. I knew only that thing about Vipassana, but that is the best way you should do. That is the best way, according to me, whenever you go for something new to learn. Same thing I did with HMI also, Himalayan Mountaineering Institute. For 30 days, I went there with complete blank mind. Because when you go there, then everything is new, and mind need new things. So when I reached there, everything was new for me. The first thing I saw there, which I showed you on the first screen, was this. It's called Pagoda. I will tell you the entire thing, what happened with me. I will not do the interpretation or learnings, observations I will share with you. But even if I share with you what happened with me throughout those 10 days, you will learn a lot from that, because I've learned from that only. Now, this is the place I reached. And for the first time I saw, this is called Pagoda. And for the first time I saw this structure from this distance, because if you go from Nasik or Mumbai to Nasik, or Nasik to Mumbai, from the road, you can see this. You can see this easily. But so close, so beautiful, I got excited. I said, wow, this is beautiful. And one more thing which really I got excited because of this mountain, I said, 10 days I'm going to stay here as a mountaineer. I said, wow, but this mountain has played a very vital role in 10 days. I will tell you that when I will share stories. This particular mountain, every day I used to stand and watch this mountain, played a very important role in my learning. And then on very day one, in fact, that was day 0, in the evening, they decided to took us here. There were hundreds of people, they have come there. And Vipassana is open for everyone. It's free. It's free. The entire thing is run on the donation given by the student of Vipassana. And they divide, if you are receiving, if they have 100 people, they divide in various groups. And I was allocated this hall. It's called Dharma Hall, where people sit for the meditation. I will show you from inside also. Here is the hall from inside. And if you know, this is my seat. On day one, there were 8. This is the image which I took on the last day. On the day one, there were 8 people in this row. But by the time we reach day 10, there were only 3 people. And what dragged my attention was this also. Is just outside. If you see, this is the board. Just outside, there is a board of timetable. Samay Sarini. For next 10 days, this is the timetable. And I was surprised. Is it 4 o'clock? 4 o'clock you are going to get up. 4:30 to 5:30 meditation. Then some breakfast, 6:30 breakfast. Then bath. Then group meditation. Then again meditation. Then lunch for 1.5 hours. And then meditation. Then group meditation. Then again meditation. Then tea break. Then meditation. Then again meditation. Then meditation. Then meditation. I said till 9:30 only meditation. And I was super excited to do that because I was there to learn meditation only. I said, very nice. But I had no idea about meditation. And then with this blank mind, next day, I still remember sitting here next day and listening to the audio of Acharya Goenka. Now, who is Mr. Goenka? Who is Acharya Goenka ji? I will tell you that also. But he explained that. He explained, and when he explained about this, my mind changed. In 1 hour, within 1 hour, my mind completely, my perspective, my mind completely changed towards meditation. What he said? He said something like this. He said, you are here to learn 2,500 years old meditation technique which was rediscovered by Buddha. Each and every word has a meaning. It took me 10 days even to come close to to understand those words. He said 2005 years ago, Buddha rediscovered this meditation technique. And the only objective was to stay happy in life. And when he realized that this is the way we should live, this is the way to live happy in life, he started teaching that. And 2,500 years ago, almost for 400 to 500 years, Buddha and his teachers, those who have learned, almost for 300 to 400 years, this meditation techniques was very prevalent, very common, everyone was learning. Then slowly disappeared from India. And unfortunately disappeared completely from India. But there was only one country on this planet, who decided to preserve this. And not the country, few families from that country decided to preserve this meditation technique, which was rediscovered by Buddha. And if you ask me, if I'm slightly jumping and I'm taking that liberty, I would have never said this before 10 days of Vipassana. But if you ask me today, if India has given something to the world, is this technique. The best thing which India has given, and that's the reason they have global centers. Unfortunately, the awareness about Vipassana is very less. But I will tell you the reason why also I'm saying all this, but this is something amazing which I have learned. I'm still at the very infancy stage of learning. And he said, you are going to learn the same meditation technique which 2,500 years ago people used to learn. I said, wow. It's sounding very fascinating. And out of curiosity, if you're thinking that which is that country, Myanmar is that country. And the few families in Myanmar, Guru Shishya Parampara, very few members from that family, they started teaching to their kids, ensured that they're learning it. The kids started teaching to their kids. So through this Guru Shishya Parampara, this meditation technique was preserved. And then Acharya Goenka ji decided to bring that to India, but that is secondary. So what is Vipassana? Vipassana is nothing but the meditation technique which can help us to stay happy. Staying happy is not easy, by the way. So he started explaining what is Vipassana. And he said, Vipassana is divided into three things. There are three parts in Vipassana. First is called Sheel. I will show you that. I have written that in my slide. There are 5 precepts, 5 Sheel. In very simple words, there are 5 rules you have to follow according to Buddha. Right? 5 rules you have to follow if you want to stay happy. What are these 5 rules? Rule number 1 is you have to abstain from killing living beings. Then abstention from theft. Then abstention from sexual misconduct. Abstention from saying falsehood. And abstention from intoxication. Then I understood that why they are asking us to stay there for 10 days, because if you are living at your home or if you are living in this crowded world, following all these 5 rules is very, very difficult. Very difficult. And because we stay there for 10 days, and because for 10 days we are not allowed to speak even a single word, you're not allowed unless and until you have few questions for your acharya, for your teacher who is teaching you, you're not allowed to speak. And even that is only between 12 to 12:30. Only before, just in that half an hour you can ask questions. Otherwise you have to keep your mouth shut. So if you're keeping your mouth shut, then how you will say lies? If you're there, there's no one there to kill. So all these 5, unless and until you cannot practice this 5 Sheel, you cannot complete your Vipassana. That's the reason they keep 10 days there. At least for 10 days you can follow these rules. That is only one part of staying happy as per Buddha, who rediscovered. He didn't discover, he rediscovered this. Number 1. Very easy to understand. I said, yeah, this is easy. So I was listening to the audio of Goenka ji. And I said, yeah, this is easy to understand that, okay, the Vipassana, there's the 5 rules. What next? Then he said, the next is Anapana Meditation. Anapana Meditation. Have you heard about this meditation? Have you heard about this meditation? Anyone? Anapana Meditation, what is that? No. Even I didn't hear. Yeah. Or someone said, especially those who have done Vipassana. Very simple meditation technique. Very simple. Now listen to this very carefully. It's very, very interesting. We sit there. I've shown you the image where we sit. And there's an audio system there. And there's one acharya sitting in front of us who's just an assistant. Everything is run by, it's just like I converting my webinar into automated webinar. I come live and speak. Imagine that my webinar is automated. It's just like that. The technology is same. It's just like automated webinar. Only the purpose is different. Purpose is much bigger than public speaking. Purpose is how to help people to stay happy in their life. Someone said, Krishna, I think live in the moment. I will talk about that. Even I was under the impression that it's all about living in the moment. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. It's very interesting. But let's go step by step. So what is Vipassana? What we do there for 10 days, one thing, we follow 5 rules. 5 rules. Second is, from day 1 only, we start a meditation technique called Anapana. Very simple technique. Sounds simple. You have to just focus on your breath. Now, those people who do meditation, it's very simple to understand that why focusing on the breath is the most easiest way to start meditation, because what is meditation? Asking your mind to focus on something. If you are asking your mind not to focus on something, it's not possible. No, it's not possible. See, it's said that the dharma of mind is to think, to focus. For example, the work of your heart is to pump blood. The work of your kidney is to filter. The work of your liver is to detoxify. Work of your mind is to think, focus. Asking your mind not to. Many people say, keep your mind calm. You should not think about something. Come on, it's not possible. Your mind, even if you're sleeping, your subconscious mind thinks. So they asked us to focus on breath, because breath is something which you keep with you at any point of time, wherever you go, whether you are standing on the top of the mountain or under the ground, you still breathe. So we started breathing, and the instruction was in Hindi. मन को अपने सांस पे लगाइए, मन को अपने सांस पे लगाइए. And this was the exact word. And several times they used to say this. So I got confused. And fortunately, I have a habit of asking questions. And fortunately, there was a window of half an hour every day where you can go to the assistant Acharya and ask questions. I went to Acharya and I said, "Hey, Acharya, I'm confused. When you say man ko saans pe lagaiye, man hai kya?" Because every time when I'm trying to focus through my heart, my mind is coming in between. Because since childhood, I have been told, beta, dil se kaam karna, dil laga ke kaam karna. What was that? He said, there's nothing called man. This is not your man. Man is your mind only. You have to focus your mind on your breath. And I'm so happy on day one only I asked that question, because I remember someone asking that question on 8th day. On 8th day, that person sitting and asking, "Sir, whenever I'm trying to focus, mera buddhi aa jati hai beech mein." So I'm very clear. Okay. And I got so happy. I said, wow, for 10 days, I'm going to work on my mind. This is something, this is not something called Buddhism and this and caste and religion. On day one only, I got so aware about this fact that it's not about, it's 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Let me put the charger. Yeah. So on day one, I was very clear that it's not about religion, it's not about Buddhism, it's about working on your mind. And 10 days, am I audible? Just say yes if I'm audible. Just say yes if I'm audible. Am I audible? Yes, yes, yes. Am I audible? Yes? Okay, great. Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks. Okay, thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So on day one, my biggest illusion broke, that this is not about religion. This is not about accepting Buddhism. This has nothing to do with Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar. In Maharashtra, we were under illusion that this is all about Buddhism. Day one, my illusion was clear that it's about working on your mind. Just working on your mind for next 10 days. I said, wow. And then slowly, I started focusing on my breath. And then I realized, not even for 4 to 5 seconds, it sounds ridiculous. It sounds really ridiculous that not even for 4 to 5 seconds I could able to focus on my breath. Now, what is breathing? So it's not about, many times I've seen people focusing like this. No. This is not breathing. This is called taking air inside and throwing air outside. Breathing is this. Yeah, I'm breathing right now. Breathing is what you are doing right now. That is, yes, who said Gaurav? That is Kapal Bharti, right? So I'm not at all talking about Kapal Bharti. Even on day one, the entire hall was, no, it's not like that. Natural breathing, which you are breathing right now. And I said, wow. It took me time to realize that it's so difficult to help your brain, mind to focus. And then slowly, I could able to increase that time, focus time. And then suddenly the voice came that now focus whether you're breathing from a right nostril or left nostril. I said, really? Really, am I doing that? And then the first time in my life, I realized that we don't breathe from both the nostrils, by the way. No, very rarely. We either breathe for right or left. And then almost for entire day, one day, second day, I was focusing only on that. Breathe in, breathe out, natural. But then when I when I started thinking, you cannot focus. It's not possible that from 4 a.m. till 9:30 you can able to focus on breathing. It's not possible. Your mind will wander. Your mind will go here and there. And then I said, why my mind is going here and there? Why? बोलते हैं ना मन बड़ा ही चंचल है. It's not this man. Highly confused. I was at least highly confused. Man bada chanchal hai. It's not about heart. It's your mind. He's completely unstable. As a traveler, as a mountaineer, I always used to think that yes, my mind is under control. I can control my mind. But in Vipassana, I realized that no, I have no control on my mind. I have to learn that. And when I realized that, I thought, let me observe my mind. Let my mind wander where my mind wants to wander. And let me observe that where exactly my mind is going. And then I've made a formula called CPKLT. I will show you that formula. Let me show that formula to you, that CPKLT. Yep, here. CPKIT. CPKIT. So every time when my mind is going somewhere from breath, I realize it's under these 5 points. First, either I'm doing C, that is called Chintan. C for Chintan. Chintan is nothing but I'm thinking about something which is productive. I'm doing debate with myself. For example, Chintan is what kind of activities I can do for Speak and Grow family. Chintan. Or what I can do for my dad and mom. Chintan. My mom wants to travel. Where I should take her. Chintan. So something productive. Where I can take some action. Chintan. Second, P. Prashna. My mind is asking questions. Now, whether that question is correct, not correct, that question is from the past, future, that is secondary, but my mind is asking some kind of question. Then, K. K is Kalpana, yani imaginations. And this is, I will talk more about this, but this is killing. This has, if you ask me, something which has really killed my life, killed my time, after Vipassana I realized this, is my imaginations. There are lots of people who have exactly opposite thought about imagination, but I will share my perspective. Then my mind is thinking about that I want to inform this to someone. I've seen this, I want to inform. So mind is busy informing. It's just like you see something and then automatically you think that, hey, I will tell this to my mother, I will tell this to someone, I will tell this to X, Y, Z. So my mind is busy in informing. And T, my mind is busy in teaching. No, nothing to do with whether I'm a mentor, trainer, no. I think irrespective of that, we all love to teach. We all have people who are below us or above us, especially people who are below us. Example, in parenting, we always want to teach to our kids. Or if you're a boss, we always want to teach to your subordinates. So I realize my mind is going in these 5 directions, and you cannot take mind at one point of time on 2 directions. It's not possible. It's impossible. In few seconds, you may shift, you may shuffle. But at one point of time, even scientifically it is proven that at one point of time, your mind can do only one thing. So then I realize my mind is either doing chintan, I'm doing some productive discussion in my mind, or I'm asking question, or I'm doing imaginations, or I'm informing, or I'm teaching. So one thing which I want you to do, in case if you want to apply this learning in your life, because when I applied this learning in my life, it's very easy for me to understand my mind now. So whenever I'm doing something, and if my mind is imagination, doing some kind of imagination, I have certain rules. I do something, which I will share after some time, but I do something But unless and until you don't organize your mind, it's not possible. It's just like when you pack your bag, when you pack your big bag. As a traveler, I have to pack bag, and in HMI, they train us how to pack bag. It doesn't matter what you are putting in your bag. Sometimes few bags, especially those backpacks, big backpacks, sometimes they look very shabby, they look very unorganized. But if you organize the material in the bag properly, the same bag look very impressive. Very organized, very impressive, very balanced. Same with your mind. You cannot stop your mind from thinking. You cannot stop your mind from chintan, kalpana, inform, teaching. Your mind is designed to do that. But if you organize your mind, which you cannot learn from this webinar, you have to go to Vipassana. Not necessarily you will learn that. I'm sharing what I have learned. The first thing which I have learned in Vipassana is to accept the fact that I expecting from my mind to stay calm, composed, relaxed, not to do anything is as good as I expecting from my heart not pumping blood, or I expecting from my kidney not filtering water, something like that. If I can't control those organs, why I'm expecting from my mind? Why I'm trying to control my mind? Even if you go on Google and just type, I want to control, you will find lots of people, they're trying to understand how to control mind. Very difficult. 10 days of Vipassana is not, you will just start. But I'm happy I've just started that process. So the first thing I realized there, and let me share one incident with you. Example, you will understand how mind wanders. I was here. This is the mess. This is where we eat food. This image I have taken on the last day, because on the last day only we are allowed to use our mobile phone. On day 0 only, all your belongings, mobile and everything, they will take it. You are not allowed to keep even a notepad and pen. You're not allowed to speak, nothing. So this is Igatpuri. This is the place where we used to eat. And let me give an example. Yep, I'm audible now. Are you live now? What happened? You're not audible. Now I'm audible. Yep, thank you very much. Yeah. So let me give an example that which I have learned on very day one only. On very day one. See, people think that they are not happy in their life because of something happening outside. I will give an example and you will understand that. Many times we are unhappy not because something was happening outside or something is happening outside. We are unhappy because something happening here. Let me give an example. So I was here. This was day one. And early in the morning, we were all waiting in the row. Hundreds of people. We are all waiting in the row. And that day, if you see these containers, that day we had idli in breakfast. Listen to this very carefully. Idli in breakfast. And I was waiting for my number. And the person who was just standing before me, he had one plate in his hand. And he took one idli, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 idlis. In one plate, he took 9 idlis. And I was standing behind. This what happened on day one only. Day 2, I was standing behind. And I said, hey, why is taking so many idlis? Can't you see that so many people are waiting for food? Can't you see that it's written there you can take next time also? Just because we have only 2 times food here, that doesn't mean that you have to eat so much. For that particular moment, for 4 to 5 minutes, my heartbeat was very high. I was, at least for that 4 to 5 minutes, I was unhappy. I was unhappy. Yeah, this is unhappiness. In Hindi, they said कि आपका मन व्याकुल हो गया. You become unstable. Your mind become unstable for 4 to 5 minutes. That is unhappiness. And even when I sat down, For next 10 to 15 minutes, I was thinking, I wish I could have, if I could able to speak here, I would have told him that, hey, why, Mr. XYZ, why you are doing this? Why you are taking so many of idlis? And 10 to 15 minutes, that person was not even aware that I'm thinking all this. And it was really disturbing. The only reason I gave attention to all this because I was learning on day one that the reason for unhappiness is not outside, is inside only. And I was learning how to organize my mind. And I said, wait a minute. All this happening in my mind is under which category? Is this chintan? No, this is not chintan. Is this teaching? This is not teaching also. Is this information? This is not information. Is this question? This is not question. This is what? This is imagination. This is just my imagination that he is taking extra idli. Maybe he is South Indian and he has a habit of eating 15 idlis at his home and he's taking only 9. This is just imagination. Unless and until I don't know truth, how can I react? Why I'm reacting like this? And I went to Acharya again. I said, on day one, what I have learned, and when I'm trying to implement in my life, I'm not able to implement in my life. Mera man fir bhi vyakul hai. My mind is still unstable. And he said, tell me what happened. And I explained the whole incidence of idli. And he said, these are the pure words of Acharya. He said, आपका आपके मन पे तो कंट्रोल है नहीं, आप दूसरे के मन पे कंट्रोल करना चाहते हो कि वो कितना इडली खाएगा. करने दो उसको जो करना है. Why you are trying to think about what others are doing? Many times we do that, by the way. Many times we see we get disturbed just because of imagination, because someone is doing something which is not matching our expectation. Ladies and gentlemen, the first realization, nothing bigger than that. That first realization, that reason behind unhappiness is something happening in front of you which is not matching your expectation and you're not able to handle that. Sometimes that something is just idlis. It's just idlis. And I thought, yes. And then I realized very strongly, it's not going to go so easily. Something which you have practiced since childhood. And they believe in various lives. They said that all these traits, all this behavior, you have got from your previous life also. So years of experience of getting unhappy just because few things are happening in front of you, not as per your expectation. But not necessary. That is the reality. That is just an imagination. And then I made one rule in my life. On day 2 only, I made a rule in my life that in my life, whenever, if I'm imagining something, I will not react to it unless and until I know it's a truth. And that is exactly the Vipassana is. That is exactly the Vipassana is, because on day 3, after Anapana, for 3 days, when we were just focusing on our breath, and then we started focusing on this part, sensation on part which is just below your nose. For 3 days, we just did that. And why we did that, we did only for one reason. We wanted to control our mind and command our mind that, hey, you are my body part. And you are a trainable part. You are not like other organs. I can train you, and I want to train you how to focus on one part of my body. And for 3 days, we only do that. And then from 4th day, or maybe on 3rd day evening, they give us Vipassana. What do you mean by that? It means they ask us, they tell us that now your mind is sharp enough that you can take your mind to any part of the body. And they ask us to take the mind on your head, and from head to toe, toe to head, head to toe, toe to head, we just focus and we observe the sensation on our body. Why we do that? Why we do that? Why we observe sensations on our body in Vipassana? The reason behind this, which is the heart of the story in Vipassana, On your body, at any point of time, there are sensations. Now, if someone is a little confused between what do you mean by sensations and goosebumps, goosebump is one type of sensation. It's a sensation. But if you're able to train your mind to observe sensations throughout the body, then you will observe 24/7 there are little sensations on your body, and you can observe that. By the time we reach 8th day, 9th day, 10th day, they are so strong. You can actually feel from each and every part of your body. They are coming, they are going. They're coming, they are going. They're coming, they are going. They're just waves. They're coming and going, coming and going. And what is Vipassana? Vipassana is exactly this. That you have to see things as they are. Someone said living in the moment. It's not at all about living in the moment. It's about, even I used to think that before Vipassana, it's all about staying in the moment, living in the moment, staying in the present. But it's about understanding the truth of the present, understanding what is the reality of the present. In that canteen, the reality was not that that person is taking 8 or 9. The reality was that he's taking whatever as per his hunger. He's taking that. Rest all was my imagination. Without checking the reality, I was reacting to it. In Vipassana, they will help you to experience the biggest truth of your life. And it's not imagination. The biggest truth of your life, that everything in life is changing. It's going to end one day, but everything in life is changing. You might have heard in Hindi कि भंगूर है, क्षणिक है, सब खत्म होने वाला है. But they say they don't accept this unless and until. Truth is truth only when you experience that truth on your body. सच वही है जब आप उसकी सच की अनुभूति अपने शरीर पे करते हो. Unless and until you don't experience that truth on your body, it's not truth. And this biggest fact of our life, that it's going to end one day. Everything is changing at every moment. What do you mean by everything is changing? See, the way I look right now, I will not look after 10 years. The way you look right now, you will not look the way you look right now. Or at childhood, you were different. At this point of time, you are different. After a few days, you will be different. It's not called aging, it's changing. It's just a biochemical reaction going on. At any point of time, it's becoming, going, becoming, going, becoming, going. And they say, if it is changing, at any point of time, if it is changing, it is not constant. That this big amount of love you have for yourself, me, myself, is for what? It's towards what? If it is not constant only, if it is changing continuously, then it's towards what? Now that is very deep to understand. 10 days is very less to understand this concept. But it makes so much of sense that 2500 years ago, when Buddha rediscovered this, he didn't rediscover the theory. He rediscovered the technique of helping individuals to sharpen their mind and use that sharp mind, control mind, to understand the most important fact of our life. That focus on your body from top to toe, from head to toe, and you will find that there are only waves, they are coming, going, coming, going, coming, going. If they are coming and going, if nothing is constant, then why you are so obsessed with yourself, boss? It's going to end. Now it's easy to say this. It's difficult to accept this. In those 10 days, you actually go in that zone and you actually accept that. But when you come back, when you come out from those 10 days, when you come here in concrete, then again you start with me, myself. But in those 10 days, you start realizing this, especially when you sit here. I will show you. When you sit here in Shunya Graha, this is called Shunya Graha. I will show you that. here. Now this is just not a structure. Under 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 each there is a small room. You can see small domes here. Under each small this kind of shape, this dome, there's a small room, very small, only one person can sit. And it's called Shunya Graha. On day one, I was to think, what is called Shunya Graha? Shunya is zero room, zero cell. Why it is called zero cell? Why it's called Shunya Graha? When you sit there for hours, you understand that yes, and especially when in that Shunya Graha, when you sit, the waves are very high, and you can feel from top to bottom, there's only waves, electrifying waves, and then you feel like melting for a moment. You think that you don't exist. There's no muscles, there is no bone, there's only waves, and it's going, coming, going, coming. Then you feel it's all zero, boss. You're nothing. You feel like zero. That's the reason it's name given Shunya Graha. And from day 3 to day 10, you learn that only. You learn that only from top to bottom. But there's one more learning here, and which is very, very important. They say one way of staying happy is, of course, following those 5 rules. Another way of staying, not the way, one thing which you have to do to stay happy is to follow those rules. Another is definitely those control your mind. पराक्रमी वही है जिसने अपने मन को वश में किया. मन is not your heart. They say that पराक्रमी वही है जिसने अपने मन को वश में किया. The warrior is the person who has control his mind. Otherwise, no. And from day 3 to day 10, they just help you to realize and understand only one fact, that there's nothing is going and coming. But one more very important thing they help us to realize, which can help you to stay happy. They say, when you will scan your body, when you will do the survey of your body, somewhere you will get very strong sensation and you will feel very happy. Wow, what a sensation. When I used to sit like this, my hands up, I could able to play with the sensation. It's like, if there's a circle, round circle, I can actually play with that circle. I can rotate that sensation like this. Yeah, I used to do that. I used to play. And I used to feel very happy. Wow, what kind of sensation this is. And you can actually feel that entire wave throughout the body. It's a very good feeling. And then they tell us that, no, this is not the way. You have to stay equanimous at any point of time. What do you mean by that? It means whether sensation is good or bad. Sometimes you get very painful sensation. If you're sitting for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and there are some hours where you're not allowed to change your leg also. If your leg is like this, you can't change it. You can't open your hands, you can't open your eyes. And you're sitting like this for hours. Sometimes some organs will give you very painful sensation. But they say that you have to stay equanimous at any point of time, whether it's good sensation or bad sensation. Listen to this very carefully. You have to tell your mind it's going to go. Even if it is good, it will disappear. Even if it is bad, it will disappear, because that is exactly the nature of your body. You are becoming, going. You're appearing, disappearing. That is the nature of your body, and which is true with every part. Every second, if something happening with you, the way you react to that is going to decide your happiness. If something happened very well, something you have achieved something, and you become very happy, even that is not good. You know why? They say that if you become very happy about something, you will develop craving for that. Ya aur chahiye. Give me more. And when you don't receive that, maybe in the future, you become unhappy. So we have given the formula called RD, Rag or Dvesh. किसी भी तरह की संवेदना हो, ना राग जगाए, ना द्वेष. No matter what kind of sensation it is. No craving. You don't have to, no craving. And there's one more word. They say, there's an English word for that, aversion. No craving and no aversion. In the sense, और चाहिए, और चाहिए, और चाहिए. And last time the sensation was very nice. This time the sensation is not good. You have to train your mind. 7 days you train your mind only for that. First 3 days you learn how to control your mind, and for 7 days you just train your mind that no matter what kind of sensation I will receive, I will stay equanimous. I will stay अच्छा है बुरा है जो है. This is the truth of at this moment. At this moment the truth is this, and if mind wanders here and there, that is the truth of that moment. Don't feel bad. अरे मेरा मन भटक गया. अरे I wanted to focus on my breath now. No. You don't have to feel happy. You don't have to feel unhappy. You have to stay equanimous, and you have to practice that with your sensations. Sounds very simple, but to do this, see, it's very easy to get up 4 o'clock in the morning. It's very easy to have your lunch at 11 o'clock and almost no food after that. It's very easy to do that, but it's very difficult to stay equanimous almost throughout the day. It's very difficult to stay equanimous, that anything happening in my life, I will not feel unhappy. Let me give an example. Let me take you to my room, because unless and until I am not applying this in my life, there is no logic of these learnings. Let me take you to my room. This was my room. You have very small rooms there. If you open this door, very clean, no hygiene issues. But if you open there's a small washroom, and then 2 people, he's my partner. Now listen to this incidents very carefully. You will understand how I started applying this learning. There only. When I was going there, one thing was coming in my mind. I'm going to share this room with someone. And what if that person has a habit of snoring? What if that person has a habit of snoring? Because snoring really irritates me a lot. Tell me, how many of you snoring irritates you? Tell me. Where is the chat? Yeah, it irritates you. Just type yes in the chat box. Yeah, anyone likes? No, it irritates me a lot, snoring. And I thought, what if I get a partner who has a habit of snoring? And listen to this. He's a good friend of mine, by the way, now. 9:30 I used to come. 9:30 I used to come. And I used to ask my mind to do chintan. Now, by this time, by 5th day, 6th day, I started ordering my mind. I started giving my command to my mind that, boss, now you have to do this. If imagination, I used to say, no imagination, not allowed. Not allowed. My biggest fear, I will come after this story, that how my biggest fear, I could able to overcome my biggest fear of ghost in Vipassana. There's a different story behind that. After this, I will share that with you. But understand this, how I've started applying this there only. 9:30 and 9:30 to 10:30, I decided that I will do chintan, I will do debate, I will decide something, think something. And then 10:30, I will sleep. And this guy is very good in sleeping. By 10:30, he's in deep sleep. And by 10:45, 11 o'clock, I take at least 1 hour. I used to take at least 1 hour to go in sleep. Even if I lie down, I used to take 1 hour. Now I take only 5 to 10 minutes after Vipassana, but earlier I used to take at least 1 hour. Because mind wandering here and there. And he started snoring. He started snoring very badly. And on day 4 or 5, this happened. I slept around 12:30, and whole time from 10 to 12:30 I was thinking, hey, 4 a.m., because it's my decision that I'm not going to miss even a single minute. 4 a.m., not even a single minute. And I didn't, for entire 10 days, I didn't miss even a single minute. I didn't break even a single rule. So I said, 12:30, 1 o'clock, when I will sleep, when I will get up, entire hectic day in front of me. And I was very upset. But I could not speak. I could not tell this to anyone. I could not go and tell Acharya, because it was a strict rule that you can speak to Acharya only about sadhana. You cannot speak to Acharya about anything else. And this was not sadhana related issue. This was not meditation related issue. This was something different. Then I realized this happened on day 6. Snoring was disturbing me a lot. Then I thought, hey, is snoring disturbing me? Really? So many people have said, yes, it disturbs a lot. Really? That room it's a mountain. There's lots of trees outside, lots of small insects. When I closed my eyes, I realized there's those cricket insect making too much of noise. Why that noise is not disturbing me? That small hut was under a big tree, and there were small fruits on that tree. And there was no slab. There was just this tin. And after a few minutes, after a few minutes, there was small tum, tup, tup. It was raining also that day. Even the rain sound, tup, 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 tup. I thought for a moment, even the fan was old, the fan was making sound. I said, why all these sounds are not disturbing me? They are not even very good sound to listen. They are not melodious. Why they are not disturbing me? Why only this sound disturbing me? Why the sound of snoring disturbing me? And then I realized the same problem. It's not snoring. Something is happening in front of you which is not as per your expectation, and you are unable to stay equanimous, which is you are practicing throughout the day. No matter what is happening in front of you, stay equanimous. Okay, that is the reality of this moment. Accept it. That's it. Don't react. Accept it. That's it. And when I accepted it, suddenly I realized, hey, it's okay. He's snoring. I was not irritated. That didn't mean that I did nothing to stop that snoring. I will tell you, I will give you a very simple tip to do that. But then my mind was calm and composed. I was not irritated. I was not thinking that, hey, how I will get up early in the morning. And my mind was calm, composed. There's too many sounds. It's okay. It's just like you're going, imagine for a moment, you're going into a restaurant, and you enter into a restaurant. There's one table here. There are 5 people sitting here. They're talking too much. They're talking to each other. They're enjoying. There's one person sitting here, and you take the middle table, and then you look towards this person who is sitting alone, and you notice that this person is speaking a lot alone. Speaking a lot, but he's not with anyone. But the way he's speaking, as if he's speaking with someone. And the waiter comes, and you ask waiter, hey, what's wrong with that person? And if that waiter has done vipassana, the waiter will reply like this. Sir, if the sound is really disturbing you, then you should look towards this side. There are 5 people are talking, then you should get disturbed 5 times. You should ideally get disturbed 5 times here. There's only one person talking here. You are getting disturbed not because of sound. You are getting disturbed because something is happening in your life which is not matching your expectation. Ladies and gentlemen, core reason why we stay unhappy, sometimes for just few seconds because someone is taking idli, or sometimes for few days or few hours, just because you are not able to stay equanimous. That's a truth. That's okay. I accept it. Let's move. You're not able to do that. This is exactly what we do in Vipassana. We practice that. And then after that, I found when my mind was calm and composed, When your mind is calm and composed, you will get ideas. Now, all those people, those who have a problem of their partner snoring, because those people who snore, they don't have problem. You can't listen to your snoring. Your partner, if they have a habit of snoring, just do this simple idea. Take a Bisleri bottle. Take a Bisleri bottle, empty Bisleri bottle, maybe half filled. Keep near your hand, and whenever the person is snoring, just press the bottle. It will make some sound. As I've told you, your mind is always active. Maybe your active mind is not, maybe your main mind is not your active mind, but your subconscious mind, your conscious mind is not active, but your subconscious mind is always active. Your subconscious mind will react. Subconscious mind of the person who is snoring will listen to that, and at least for that moment, for a few seconds, because he has listened some sound, he or she will stop snoring. Try this. I've tried this for the remaining days. I've tried that only. On ninth day, I told him that I did that for you. And he said, really? You used to do all this in the night? But afterwards, maybe on sixth and seventh day, I used to take only 5 to 10 minutes to sleep. Because I had not complete control. I started controlling my mind. And I started saying, hey, you cannot wander now. And then we started focusing on our body only. We started focusing the reactions of body, the sensations on body. And when you do that, you cannot do that unless and until you learn that in Vipassana. But now also, if you tell me within 5 minutes, I can feel the sensation. Everyone who has done Vipassana can do that. Another example I would like to give it to you, that what are the benefits which I have received? Because I started reacting to truth only, not imagination. Only truth. I have no idea about you, but as a storyteller, I have shared this story several times with people. Especially, I share this story when I go to schools and colleges. The first story which I have learned, I've heard from my mother, was this. When I was hardly 4 years or 5 years old, or even smaller than that, my mother said this, that Praveen, you know what? You are very lucky. When I was just 6 years old, I lost my mother. My mother said this to me. Her intention was very good. She was just sharing a story. And I used to react, yeah, mama, you lost your mother just when you are 6 years old. That's very sad. And then she used to say, I don't know why. But you know what, Praveen? When I was around 10 to 11 years old, one day I was going to school through that field. And I saw my mother. She was standing there. And she was wearing white color sari. Her hairs were open and she had big red color tikka there. At that point of time, for the first time when I heard this story, I got excited, but slowly, at subconscious level, that story was so deep in my mind that even if you had to ask me at that point of time also, when I was 6 years, 7 years old, to empty my bladder, I never used to get up, because I used to feel that if I get up and if I go to toilet, that lady will be just behind me. My mother never told this story with that intention to scare me. No, never she told that with that intention. But at subconscious level, I took that story and it has gone to that level that when I was 8 years, 9 years old, I still used to empty my bladder on the bed. Even when I was 10 years or 11 years old, from one room to another room, from hall to kitchen, even in the daytime, I never used to go, ladies and gentlemen. Even in the daytime, I took 18 years in my life to bring control on my bladder. 18 years. They used to feel that there's some medical problem. They used to feel there's some disorder, maybe your organ or a bladder or something like that, sphincter, yeah, this and that. But the problem was here, my imagination. Even at the age of 18, I never used to get up from the bed because I used to feel that that lady is standing there near the toilet. I started traveling just to fight that fear. As a mountaineer, I started pitching tent in mountains, staying alone, but not even a single night when I'm staying alone. Staying in mountains, staying in jungles in the tent is not easy. But just to fight that fear, I started doing that also. But I never get rid of that fear. In Vipassana, I get rid of that fear. Why? Because now I feel that it's just an imagination. The day when the ghost will in front of me and I will experience that ghost on my body, I will accept that. I will accept that day, that there are ghosts on this planet. Until and unless I don't experience the ghost on my body, I will never accept that fact, because now I don't react to imaginations. I just react to truth. Many benefits, ladies and gentlemen. Many benefits I have received. I'm not saying that you should do or you should not, but if you are a student, if you love to learn new things in your life, then this is the one thing which you should learn. 10 days, I understand, especially those who are in job, it's difficult to find 10 days from your busy schedule. But those who are in entrepreneurship journey, those, if it is possible, please consider doing this. I got really surprised when I came to know that all central government employees, they get 14 days paid leave for Vipassana. Even on the last day, on 9th day, I remember one teacher coming towards us, and that teacher, he was a student of Vipassana only, and he had a piece of paper in his hand. And because on 9th day evening, it was allowed to speak, we asked him, hey, what is this? He said, the Maharashtra government has just passed one circular that in every government school, 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes in the evening, Anapana meditation is compulsory. Government is doing huge amount of, I'm not saying money, but they are serious about it. Vipassana is not something which is optional for us to learn. I realized this only after spending 10 days there. If you really want to learn how to live life, how to stay equanimous, anything happening in your life, if you learn that how to stay equanimous, okay, I accept it. Nothing like it, ladies and gentlemen. And that is possible only when you go and you learn the techniques. What I have shared with you is hardly 0.0001% based upon my understanding. But if possible, go there. But sometimes when I see people reacting differently, I still remember on 9th day when people started posting, changing the status and posting what they are doing on, that someone, there's one Maharashtrian person, he posted on Facebook that he's doing Vipassana. And then he started showing the reaction of people, how people are reacting to that post. All Hindu people, all Hindu friends, they reacted like this. What you are doing? Are you adopting Buddhism now? And few Buddhist people, they reacted like this. Very nice, very good. Vipassana has nothing to do with the religion. On other hand, you will understand what is the logic of religion. One story which I have heard in Vipassana was every day 9:30, that is called Pravachan. And one story I've heard, he said there were two brothers, and both they used to follow Bhagwan Ram. And the father expired. For a few days, these two brothers were staying together. They were very happy. But after a few days, they started fighting with each other, and then finally they decided to stay apart. And you are praying. You are following Ram. They're praying. Bhagwan Ram. Now, what do you mean by Shraddha? They say that Shraddha hona buri baat nahi hai. But when you follow one God, when you pray, what do you mean by that? It means you say that, okay, you have these traits. Aapke ye gun hai. Within my capacity, I will try my best to adopt these traits in me. What is the biggest thing which Rama has done? What is the biggest thing? He has sacrificed everything for his brother. Both the brother praying, wow. Both big follower of Rama. Both the brother, big statue, big murti. But not the basic which Rama has taught us, that sacrifice. You're not doing that. So doesn't matter which religion you are following. It's not about following the religion. It's about, are you really adopting the traits, adopting जो बोलते हैं ना गुण है भगवान के, क्या वो गुण आप में आ रहे हैं क्या? This is exactly what they say about religion. In entire Vipassana, or in entire Igatpuri where we have that Vipassana center, they don't have even a single statue of Buddha. Not even a single statue. Not even one. It's not about, so no matter whether you believe, not believe, that is secondary. But if you believe, it's not about going and demanding in front of that God. It's about adopting that God in your life, about adopting the virtues in your life. Even that's a good realization, because since morning, or since childhood, what's this morning? Since childhood, my mother used to pray in front of God. And I always used to ask my mother what you should ask and what you ask to God. And she used to say that you ask only one thing, Praveen, only one thing. And I'm so happy that my parents told me to do that. At very subconscious level, I did that since childhood. And I stand, whenever I stand in front of God, I stand and say, God, just make sure that I work hard in my life. That's it. And I pray same for my family members, my wife, my brother, my sister, my son. They should work hard in my life. Just make sure that we are able to work hard. That's it. Rest, everything, we will see what we will come. And I'm so happy that my mama taught me like this since childhood. Demanding from God. I will reserve my comments on that because I don't want to comment on that. But one thing I'm really convinced with, no matter which God you follow, it's not about demanding, it's about pursuing, following those small things which they have taught us. One last example of truth and perception. When I realized that I cried a lot. I'll show that image to you. Throughout the 10 days, when we used to walk from Vipassana center, that is called Dharmalaya, till the canteen where we used to eat. And there is one beautiful bungalow. How many of you think that, let me ask this to you, how many of you think that this bungalow is very beautiful? This bungalow, how many of you think this bungalow is very beautiful, luxurious? Just say yes if you think that yes, this bungalow is very luxurious. Just say yes if you think that yes, luxurious. Yeah? Yes, even I thought that. And because, okay, someone said no, in case if you have done Vipassana, you will say, but I made a perception that, hey, Pramukh Vipassana Shri Satyanarayan Goenka Nivas, and I made a perception. You have all the rights of making your perception, but my perception was, this is wow. And I used to think that this gentleman who is teaching us all this, why is living in such a luxurious bungalow? Why? But entry was not allowed. Now listen to this very carefully. You will understand the difference between imagination and truth. And I cried that day. I said, and throughout 10 days, this was there in the back of my mind. And fortunately, on the last day, exactly, who said this? Yes, but that's exactly, imaginations, golden. Who said this? Adi. Golden, this golden finishing from outside. Somewhere we have seen in big bungalows, there's a big clock on the top. See, your imagination, my imagination, someone else's imagination depends upon your stories. your stories. Trash, exactly. And then on the last day, I realized when I got an opportunity to see this bungalow from here, I said, hey, this is hollow. We have been told that Acharya Goenkaji has spent all his life here only. And this is hollow. See the door. These are just normal those door, the same door even we had. And there's nothing on the top. There's nothing on the top. There's no room on the top. This is his room and next her wife room. That's it. Small rooms. That's it. And I realized for last 10 days, I was just reacting to my imagination. The truth is different. And then I made a decision in my life. Unless and until I don't know whether this is truth or not, I'm not going to react. I'm not going to accept this. Ladies and gentlemen, it's very easy to say, but it's very difficult to implement. Many of us, because we have mind, because we just react, many times we just react to our imaginations. If you ask me to filter out the number one learning from Vipassana, is this only. That if you want to stay happy in your life, it's not about staying in the moment. It's about understanding what is the truth of this moment, accept that truth, and stay equanimous about it. To achieve this in 10 days, it's impossible. So what I have done in those 10 days, this is exactly I have done. If I have to put things in perspective, if you see this, just beside our meditation hall, they were constructing this. And out of curiosity, I used to think that how they construct this beautiful shaped dome, how they do that. So there's a proper way of doing this. So they have one structure ready, right? This is called dhacha. Ek dhacha ready rehta hai, right? And what they do against this structure, they just keep a layers of bricks like this: 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And after this, they break these layers. They break the last brick in such a way that it gets that shape. Very beautiful. So what is Vipassana? Vipassana is nothing but the shape is ready, the structure is ready. We are against this structure, right? And in 10 days, what you have done, you have just kept the one brick here. Just a one brick, not even two. Against that structure, you have just kept the one brick. Now it's my responsibility to put the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. It's a long journey. In this busy life, I have no idea how long I will take this spiritual journey in my life. What I've decided, that at least in a month, I should spend at least 3 days, because fortunately I'm in Borivali and they have the global standard here. The global center here only in Borivali. It's very close in Mumbai. So at least in a month, I will spend 3 days there. But in 10 days, I've just kept the first brick, and I'm still thinking whether I've kept the first brick correct or not. But at least the structure is there in front of us. I will strongly recommend, there are very few things which I recommend. I will strongly recommend, if possible, go for Vipassana. Just Google, find the nearest center, take 10 days from your life and spend there. These are my learnings. You will learn something else, but no matter what you will learn, it will help you to grow in your life. With this, Praveen Wadalkar signing out until we meet again.